There are about 24 main structures built on Little St. James, Jeffrey Epstein's infamous island. In this video, we'll explore every single one of these structures and share photos, videos, and histories of each one of them. This video borrows extensively from an incredible breakdown written by LaFleur Productions on medium.com, which you should definitely check out. On the southwest edge of the island lies the most well-known building on Little St. James. This square building features blue stripes and, until 2017, had a golden dome and matching statues of Poseidon and several
Yeah, they
birds.
took away the dome. They confiscated the dome. So I feel like there must be something suspicious in the dome. Definitely some Illuminati elite circle scribblings written on that dome.
On each corner. This building is the source of a lot of mystery and conspiracy theories, but a great Business Insider investigation spoke with a piano tuner who said that the building was once a music room, which had a 10-foot-long desk, floor-to-ceiling bookshelves, a black Wurlitzer piano, and a portrait of Epstein and one of the popes. As a side note, Epstein was at one point photographed with his girlfriend Ghislaine Maxwell and Pope John Paul.
That is crazy. How the hell did Epstein get to be next to the Pope? That Pope is a saint, by the way. Of course, visiting the Pope and taking a picture, I mean, there could just be random people in public who have enough wealth to buy for a private dinner or something, along with other billionaires at the Vatican. That could be like a 2-second interaction right there. But the photo does indicate that they had a certain elite level in society.
Second, according to this investigation, the piano tuner's description of the interior as he saw it in the early 2010s makes it the most trustworthy information about the temple building available. Video captured in 2019 by an anonymous person going by the name of Rusty Shackelford, whose videos we will reference again and again throughout this video, captured a shadowy interior of the building containing what looks like scaffolding, mattresses, and other assorted items. It had basically become, over the years, a storage shed of sorts. The piano tuner said that he does not recall the building having any other interior entrances or rooms, but some have theorized that a much smaller structure to the west of the temple contains a passageway underground.
And here's the issue. So Epstein was a multi-millionaire to the point where he was even a billionaire. I mean, he was rich enough to own an island. When you're rich enough to own an island and you're flying in powerful people, you can build things just for one-time use. Like Mr. Beast can build a house or even a neighborhood for a video and then abandon it, destroy it, or repurpose it. This is the same thing that's happening here. Epstein built that temple maybe just for one celebration that he was going to do, or like an offering at some point. And then after that ceremony occurred, he no longer needs a temple and he has a grand piano that he can move there to make it seem less suspicious. I mean, when you have money like that, you practically run out of things to do and you start doing things that are like considered mischievous or fun or, just really extravagant exuberance in the things that you do.
This is a small building, usually considered some kind of storage shed, although it's worth noting that I haven't seen any photos of it with a door on its entrance. We can see here that it has some kind of power running to it, though it isn't clear for what purpose. About 500 feet north of the shed lie a reservoir and two buildings along the beach. One a cabana of sorts with perhaps a table beneath it, and the other a hexagonal pavilion building appearing to contain a picnic table and a large cloth covering other items.
I really appreciate that this person went to the island first person. That is very risky, dude. He risked his life for this. I bet the thrills of being there were superior, like tippity top thrills you can ever have.
Further on land to the east of the cabana buildings is a tennis court that appears to have been converted into an area for parking service vehicles in recent years. It's made of a large rectangular dirt berm and was apparently constructed about 10 years after Epstein first bought the island in 1998. It took on several forms over the years, and it appears to have undergone multiple additions like fencing and the addition of a concrete pad.
See,
But in
that's what I'm talking about right there. Like when you have that much money, you can make different things
just for one-time use and just reuse it, just repurpose it. There could be a body in there somewhere, and then they just keep doing construction to it so that it's harder and harder to reach the area where the body is. I mean, etc. It could just be like a party they had. They used the area. They played tennis for a simple photo shoot, and then they're finished with it, and they convert it to something else, like a parking lot. Endless money you had here.
18, this footage shows it in a state of disrepair. And ever since, it's been used as an area to park the island's various vehicles, including, of all things, an ambulance. There also appears to be electrical wiring rigged up to the inside of the berm. Above the tennis court is a tower, apparently for telecommunications. I'm not an expert in this kind of technology, so I won't venture any guesses about what functions this tower served. But if you have input, leave it in the comments and let me know. Further up the west side of the island is a pool and a pool house style structure beside it. This pool looks to be rather deep given that there's a diving board on the far end. With a rough measurement on Google Earth, we can see that the building is about 1,200 square feet, featuring a garage-style door facing the pool. This building was built sometime between 2009 and 2013. In the north central part of the island is a fountain with benches around it. This pond appears to have been in existence since the earliest days of Epstein's ownership, and potentially even before that. Further down the beach is a cabana-style building with a straw roof. Beneath it are two tables that look to me like massage tables.
I mean, I definitely do feel like they're trying to create a resort in that island. They're definitely trying to make it very attractive to mass amounts of people so that they can do their quote unquote grooming there in the island. Almost making it seem like a private club, like a Mar-a-Lago on an island or something. Somewhere where the rich and powerful can go to relax without a trace of, I guess, anyone. No publicity, nothing. But little did they know, they're probably being recorded the whole time, which is very ridiculous that the FBI has not released any footage or evidence when Epstein was known to record practically every single square inch of his property.
It's built around a large tree and has what looks like a kitchenette area. There's a strange cow statue along the beach in this area as well. To the southeast of the beach building are rows of seats with what appears to be plants sitting beneath them. They're facing the ocean, and beneath them is a large concrete pad painted with some kind of water mural. Just below the beach building and the benches lies a 3-door building with a blue roof. It has a large driveway and 3 sliding glass doors. It appears to be some kind of gathering space, judging by the number of tinted windows. It's got a small shed in the back, and strangely enough, there's a toilet sitting in the open air outside the building. To the south of the garage building is the island's famous sundial, which was once surrounded by multicolored benches but is no longer. Some have compared this sundial to an illustration titled "A Freemason Forged."
Yeah, that is definitely very Freemasony. Like, of course that's Freemason. Who the hell would deny that? If it's not that, it's like some type of tarot card or something. It's definitely not loteria. It could look like loteria, but nah. Hell no.
Through the tools of his lodge, in which the head of the figure is representative of a keeper of a Masonic lodge. But this is just speculation, and it's fairly common to see a sun with a face on certain kinds of sundials. Close to the sundial and along the southern shore of the island are 2 structures. One is a roofless, possibly unfinished structure that was only constructed in the year before Epstein's death. The other structure was built around 2013 and is built on the cliffside rocks, with a large stone staircase leading up to an outdoor dining area. Moving to the southeast tip of the
I
island.
don't understand this. How are they still constructing things in Epstein's island if he's dead? Who's doing this? Who's currently owner of the island? That is the question we need to know.
Is what appears to be a dump of sorts. There were at one time several dumpsters here, with the trash being covered by layers of dirt. Moving down the eastern coast of the island are a pergola, an extended walkway to the ocean, and 2 green structures. These 2 green structures both have a pair of green doors, and from this video filmed in 2019, we can see that they appear to have been used for some kind of storage. Like much of the structures on Little St. James, the protruding set of doors appears to have been built sometime between 2006 and 2009. while the carved-in set of doors was built sometime between 2009 and 2013. Some have
I don't know if you guys have ever seen the series Lost, but this looks like the island from Lost because I believe there's a guy who was already in the island living in some type of bunker, and that looks like a bunker to me.
speculated that tunnels lay behind these doors, but at least from this video, we can see that a concrete room with a power source lay behind the carved-in structure. To be sure, the location as well as there being two forms of storage is odd, but there's just a lack of information on these structures. It's possible that they once served an oceanfront guest house which was built on this corner of the island. However, this building appears to have been demolished in the year before Epstein died. It's possible that the power running through the green structures once ran to this building, but because the building was demolished before Epstein faced the intense kind of scrutiny he did in 2019, it's not exactly clear what purpose this building served. Moving up the east coast of the island, this beach house structure appears to have been an office of sorts. It's got a large teal deck, deck furniture, and a lot of windows. There's also a large statue on the walkway outside. Inside, we can see a basic
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that structure there looks beautiful. That looks like a beautiful island where someone can vacation, beautiful island home where someone can do remote work. But a lot of sin, a lot of evil things happen in that island. It would need to have like all sorts of spiritual cleanses. Take like a priest there, take the Pope there to bless it or something. Like they got to do an exorcism on the whole island.
office scene. There's a desk, there's some shelves, but there's not much information on this building beyond that. Further up the shoreline, these buildings stand beside a grassy helipad and appear to have been used for waiting for a helicopter. The helicopter could land on the grassy patch up the hill from them and could be used to shuttle visitors to and from the island. Just west of the helipad is a staircase that leads to nowhere, with a large monkey statue at the top. The northeast corner.
Why did Epstein have so many crazy things? Like that crazy monkey statue, the portrait of George W. Bush playing with what looks to be two what looks to be with a paper airplane and towers falling, like Jenga towers falling. He also had a portrait of Donald Trump. Very interesting thing. That sun clock, very interesting things. Like he was definitely trying to scare people with the creepiness of the aesthetics. The aesthetics are not pleasant. They're off-settling.
Of the island is the densest in terms of structures and has several buildings of interest. There's the mysterious green-roofed building shrouded by palm trees on all sides, which was constructed sometime before 2002. This building appears to serve a facilities maintenance type purpose, as we can see in this video. Then across from that building are a lot of other apparent maintenance buildings. From this video, we can see that the building is full of construction vehicles, including a cement mixer and an excavator. As we see in this video, the island had the ability via a large boat to transport machinery from Great St. James to Little St. James and vice versa. There's a strange building with columns apparently painted on the exterior, much like the temple we saw earlier, and a building with shutters or doors that block any view of the inside. A security camera system is also visible on some of these buildings. Beside the green-roofed building is a dock with a covered loading area, which probably was the main point of entrance to the island. In the northeast corner are the buildings that Epstein probably spent most of his time. These are likely the places where visitors would also stay. In addition to the main house, there are 4 cabins situated on a large pool.
Again, that looks beautiful right there, but hell no, the things that could happen there. Imagine getting like a blue light and scanning that. You'll probably find the craziest marks. No, thank you.
Judging by a view facing eastward, this complex is 2 stories, at least some of it carved into the earth. This video from the Daily Mail shows us the inside of one of the guest homes, complete with photos of Epstein, Maxwell, and others. Notably, we can also see the photo of Epstein and Maxwell meeting Pope John Paul II, which the piano tuner we mentioned earlier appeared to reference. These are beautiful, lavish buildings, and some of the greatest mysteries of the Epstein saga lay in who walked through their doors. Following Epstein's death, the property was the subject of an FBI search. In 2023, it was sold to billionaire hedge fund manager Stephen Deckhoff, who purchased both Little St. James and neighboring Great St. James for
Would you buy Epstein's Island if you had the monetary acquisition power like that guy right there? Would you buy that island for $60 million? In a way, I would, just to investigate it, because I feel like all the agencies, the CIA, the FBI, I feel like they're all corrupt to an extent, and I would want to like hire a third party investigating company to do that, to inspect the island.
$60 million, far less than the asking price, but still about a $45 million profit adjusted for inflation from what Epstein purchased it for in 1998. Deckhoff reportedly intends not to destroy these buildings, but rather convert them into a luxury hotel.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if I would want to stay there. Maybe for like a YouTube video, but I feel like there'll be a lot of demons in that island, to be honest. Definitely the demon of lust, because there is no way that that place is clean. And certainly not a billionaire knocking down buildings and reconstructing something is going to cleanse that. Like, no.